I think many fans of the Tom Clancy series of games will agree that Ubisoft has not been doing a great job at understanding what fans expect out of Tom Clancy titles, with some of their recent Tom Clancy game announcements having been poorly received, with franchises like Splinter Cell having gone largely ignored. And now today we're going to talk about Ghost Recon, a series that is beloved among many, and it saw something of a resurgence with the release of Ghost Recon Wildlands, which garnered fairly decent reception. There were still issues at launch, but plenty of people had fun with the open-world cooperative tactical experience that this offered. Then came Breakpoint, and you can see right here the user score is representative of the host of issues that this game launched with, and how they shoved in these looter RPG elements that many felt didn't belong, that felt like it was just shoehorned in there for monetization intentions and the like. So that game wasn't well received, and I mean, just to give you an idea for how badly things went for Breakpoint, it prompted the delay of multiple games back then. Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters or Immortals Phoenix Rising, and Rainbow Six Quarantine were all delayed shortly after the poor reception that Ghost Recon Breakpoint garnered. And then, recently, there came a notice that a new Ghost Recon game would finally be announced, and a lot of fans of this series were holding their breath for a version of this game that would push the series forward and just be a fun Ghost Recon tactical experience. Except when the announcement finally came, it shattered fans' expectations for all the wrong reasons. Looking at the trailer now, if you scroll down, you can see that it's got a whopping 9.5 thousand dislikes versus a mere 3.8 thousand likes, a majority of dislikes. And the reason for this is because Ghost Recon Frontline is not really a traditional Ghost Recon game. It is, you guessed it, a battle frickin' royale. This is not what fans wanted out of Ghost Recon. What Ghost Recon is known for is that cooperative tactical experience where you get to go around and do missions together and work together to essentially create your own stories with how the scenarios play out based on the systems that come into play and how you respond to them and how you confront them. Like, that's the appeal of Ghost Recon. A battle royale is the last thing that people want. And I'm not saying this game doesn't have the potential to turn out to be a fun battle royale or whatever, but, you know, after all this time, a new Ghost Recon announcement, this is what we get. If we scroll down, you can see what people are saying in the comments. Ubisoft, we wouldn't be here if not for our fans. Completely ignores fans. Hey, Ghost Recon is this tactical shooter game, is about US Army infantry squads with a strong focus on single player and co-op. Ubisoft, you like Hunger Games? Me, no. Ghost Recon is a tactical US Army shooter about... So, you're saying you want to play Fortnite, yes? No. Ghost Recon is a tactical US Army... We see you. We hear you. Here's Apex Legends reskin. I'm sure it's going to have its own gameplay elements. I'm sure the Ghost Recon mechanics will be carried over in this Battle Royale experience, but the game design of Battle Royale is not what Ghost Recon is about. Ubisoft is just so tone-deaf these days to the kinds of games that they look forward to with the different franchises, with Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, you name it. It's like they just no longer get it like they once used to. I feel sorry for these people. They did their job, did what they've been told, but me and my friends are very disappointed. We never asked for a Battle Royale or PvP-based experience. Speaking for the developers, who are no doubt working very hard on this and trying to make it the best game it can be, but, you know, I'm sure the order to turn this into a Battle Royale came from the top, and if it didn't, what the hell were you thinking? It's also worth considering that Ubisoft has already oversaturated itself with Battle Royale. They recently attempted a Battle Royale experience with the release of Hyperscape, which, you know, is a cool concept, more of like an arena shooter style, cyberpunky, more vertical, and with more mobility kind of Battle Royale. But it just didn't take off. The game's not doing good in terms of numbers. And then on top of that, there's a new standalone The Division game coming out called Heartland that is probably going to be a Battle Royale. While this one isn't 100% confirmed, there are plenty of hints that indicate what this game will ultimately end up being. So how many Battle Royale games can Ubisoft keep outputting? How many franchises will they make a Battle Royale out of? I mean, Hyperscape, to be fair, that's a brand new IP, but I guess they're trying now with existing IPs because of the new IP's failures, or they're shoving Battle Royale in The Division, and now Ghost Recon, and just ignoring what, again, fans actually want out of these franchises. Making optics worse is that this comes shortly after the announcement of another Tom Clancy game that wasn't received particularly well, called X-Defiant, which is this first-person shooter, class-based PvP experience that, you know, who knows, maybe it'll turn out to be fun and the like, but it's got vibes that are kind of reminiscent to, I guess, Borderlands, Rage 2, Far Cry New Dawn. A lot of people are looking at this and, you know, all the graffiti in the background, how hipster it all looks, and it doesn't evoke Tom Clancy. Why not just make this its own original IP instead of shoving the Tom Clancy name into it? That's what a lot of Tom Clancy fans are feeling right now, like the name isn't being utilized for what the soul of a Tom Clancy game is. It's just the name is being thrown in whatever Ubisoft hopes will sell well. And looking at the X-Defiant announcement, you can also see that there are far more dislikes than likes, 30,000 versus 14,000, and people down here also noting how Ubisoft seems out of touch with what Tom Clancy fans expect from Tom Clancy games. Didn't know Tom Clancy wrote books about clowns, and people essentially expressing that they think Tom Clancy would spin in his grave seeing this. Tom Clancy's corpse is doing higher RPMs than a Honda Civic right now. We could solve the world's energy problems by harnessing the power generated by Tom Clancy spinning in his grave. This game is like something an edgy emo kid would be playing in a 2014 movie. And then prior to that, remember the announcement of that Tom Clancy mobile game titled Elite Squad? It looks something like this. It's this bird's eye view RPG kind of thing where they bring characters from the Tom Clancy series and compile them together, mash them up, so that players can build their squad and, you know, tactically beat opponents and the like. It's that kind of experience, but this game did extremely poorly. It's certainly not what people wanted out of Tom Clancy. And sure, we got Sam Fisher in here, but that seems about the only way Ubisoft is utilizing Sam Fisher these days. Just having him make cameos in other games instead of giving him his full-fledged, modernized Splinter Cell game. And it's just disillusioning to see this happen time and again, this out-of-touch nature from Ubisoft, who are more concerned about chasing trends and exploiting the names of the IPs to draw attention from those fans instead of doing those IPs justice. And Elite Squad didn't do so hot. In fact, it got shut down just a few months ago, only a year after launch. Nobody wanted it. And this should serve as a lesson that, you know, just shoving Tom Clancy anywhere and everywhere isn't going to do it. Ubisoft's core issue is their inability to innovate, or the infrequency of innovation when it comes to their games. They're going for the markets that are now so oversaturated. It's like if Ubisoft does stick to a formula that works for a franchise, they don't tend to evolve it enough with each new entry, kind of like what happened with Far Cry 6. In my review, I expressed that, you know, there are fun moments there, but it just feels like deja vu, like I've already played this game before. And on the other hand, when they do steer the series in a different direction, it tends to be in a direction that isn't ideal or desirable, or that just displeases fans of that series, where it seems like Ubisoft is deviating from what makes the series special and going for trends or just more generic elements. And even then, structurally, if that game's open world, it'll feel like every other open world Ubisoft game. I totally get why so many people are disappointed with this particular announcement. It feels like, you know, turning Metal Gear into a zombie shooter with Metal Gear Survive, a tower defense / zombie shooter horde type of thing that ultimately just didn't end up working, especially for the fans of that series. This feels like it's kind of within that vein where it's just like, are you kidding? this is what you think we want? How tone deaf can you be? But yeah, that's everything I have to say about the matter, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are about Ghost Recon Frontline's announcement and what you think its prospects are as a Battle Royale game. Share your thoughts below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.